Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. Welcome. So, I finally did it. I finally hit level 99. Took me a little while. Took me quite a while. In fact, I wanted to go over exactly how long it took me. In fact, you could add these numbers up yourself if you want to, but I don't know why you would spend all the time since I've done it for you. Uh, so I took all the hours from all of the streams, and pretty much every single bit of what I did was on live stream. There was a small amount of time where I played a little bit on Nintendo Switch during a day off. I did have 2 days off as well. I took one day off to do a horror game, and I also took one day off to go to my niece's wedding. So it wasn't quite 37 days. It was more 37 minus 2, which is, my quick math is terrible, so laugh at me if I get this wrong. So it should be 35 days is about how long it took me to hit level 99. Totaled hours, though, from beginning of the ladder, obviously, to the end of the ladder, it took me about 300 hours. 300 hours is a pretty healthy amount of time. Even if you average that out at 8 hours a day, I mean, that still comes out to be some pretty crazy days. I mean, let's say 300 divided by 8, so we're looking at 37.5. So basically, I kind of like shaved a couple days off by busting butt. I mean, some of those streams that I had were very easily in excess of 12 hours. In fact, quite a few of them were upwards of 19, if not even more hours, some of them, depending on how they went. In fact, I had to upload multiple VODs for some of them. I'm going to play the clip of me hitting 99 for you guys. Give me just a second.
There's only one monster in the game that could kill her. Like, everybody else, she could kill relatively easily. The only monster that killed her was Uber Duriel. It took 3 summonings, and she killed Uber Duriel. Like, that's how freaking ridiculous she is.
Did you still have things to do in the thing, or are we on to the next game?
It's fine. I'm not really worried about it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to level up, like, right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, want to come down to Cold Plains with me and have some fun?
Hell yeah, man. Do it right.
And grab some arrows real quick.
On our way.
I'm pretty sure this is the run, boys.
Let's go.
This is the one. I got one level to go.
Rocks
Can't miss your opportunity. It's once in a lifetime. My EXP bar is fading. I ain't got no time, it's raiding. Everybody's round, we're killing. Things going down, we're willing. Level 99, boom to reality. Oh, I won't have but you can't sing this song for crappity.
I'm just happy I'm here for it, man.
Yeah, me too.
This is exciting.
Ding, ding,
I
ding.
thought it was gonna.
I'm
I thought
kidding.
it was gonna happen when I was at work.
Oh, boys, ding-a-ling.
Go.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Oh,
Hell yeah,
it just
brother.
says of 0. It says 3,520,485,254 of 0.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
I'm here. I'm looking. I don't have to worry about dying no more. I can live. I can live. Bippity bappity yippity yappity. Exactly. Kirk, it's right. That's right. Yeah, it's right. Only took me till 4:30 in the morning, but whatever. Hey, the sun didn't come up though. I beat the sun. I beat the sun. Now I can go to sleep and close my eyes. Why am I still shooting stuff?
Because you gotta keep us alive.
Oh.
God, man, that's awesome. Before you sign out, let's see the ladder.
Oh yeah, we gotta take a look at the ladder and see what I've placed. What did I place? What did I place?
Oh, dang, Joe. Freaking another $20.
Sick, buddy.
All right, let's take a look at this ladder and see what I actually finished at here. 531 overall.
Nice.
I just beat out a guy named Crapuli. Crapuli. What's my Amazon number? Number 67 on the Amazon list.
Congratulations, man. That's freaking
Not bad.
awesome.
Good work.
531 is respectable, man. That's freaking something to be proud of.
GYFKC beat me, you bastard. Who stole my 61 spot? Song?
You need to at kinship that, my man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Hold
blow
on.
up the freaking channel.
You need to let them
Wake
know.
everybody up.
Right?
So there it is. That was my my finally hitting level 99. I was going a little bit insane by that point. Here's my my Frostbite Amazon, and I can show you how she ended up. Let me go ahead and hop into a game here, and we'll do that. I also want to go over a couple things and talk about some stuff, because I feel like this is kind of a good time to let you guys know that this is kind of like the legitimate leveling to 99. I know a lot of people look at this and look at the ladder and they think that the ladder is impossible to climb. And you know, people achieve the goal in like 9 days, which is kind of insane, or 5 days even, that Llama did it. But that is like the utmost exploitation of the system, as far and as most ridiculous as you possibly can. That's having 7 people sit in your games and do nothing. That's, you know, it's essentially not even being a team player. You know, like, if I wanted to, I could have probably gotten 99 a lot quicker, but it would have involved me basically telling my kinship that they weren't allowed to play with me. I had to play by myself. I would have had to have chosen a class that was a much more meta class. On top of that, I most likely would have had to have used an Enigma. The fact of the matter is that if you want to get to level 99, I have proven that you can do it. Even if you don't exploit every single rule in the book, and even if you don't have 7 alternate accounts sitting in your game, bringing up the player count, and even if you actually play with your friends and don't play by yourself, you know, like you can go back and you can look at my live streams, but the majority of the time I was playing with my kinship. We were a group, we were a team, and you know, I did do solo TZs every now and then, but quite honestly, they were horrible. The majority of the time, whenever I was by myself, it was because the terror zone that was currently active was just the worst terror zone that just known to man. I mean, it was like frickin' Bloodmoor. Of course, nobody wanted to go there with me. I was over there farming Bloodmoor by myself most of the time, and like, because any progress toward the goal of 99 is progress, and I wasn't just gonna sit on my butt and not, you know, get progress. So I like to go over my gear, my ending gear, real quick for those of you who are interested. So Frostbite is now level 99, and I still have some stat points left. I'm going to throw those in. And she has a skill point as well, which I was going to throw in for some more piercing. So as of right now, she is running 1 point in Magic Arrow, Multi-Shot, Guided Arrow, and Strafe, just because they're very good utility for a Boson. She's running Max Cold Arrow, and she has Max Freezing Arrow as well. Now, I had opted for Max Ice Arrow, but you don't necessarily have to do this. The reason why you don't really have to is because the only thing that Ice Arrow does is it increases the freeze length. Now, I did actually like the freeze length on this Zon because it was extremely a good utility. So I ended up doing it anyway, just simply because, well, you know, otherwise my points would have went into the passive tree, and it would have just been extra passive points. I did put only 1 point in Crit Strike because I'm an elemental damage build, and Critical Strike doesn't really help me out that much. I definitely like having level 10 Crit Strike, but I wasn't going to put any more points than that. Penetrate, I only put 1 point as well because I just really didn't need the attack rating. The Ice Bow has ITD on it, and quite honestly, as far as attack rating goes, my attack rating wasn't terrible, even with my setup. I wasn't really a boss killer. It's not what this character is about. She's not really a boss killer, so I wasn't really too worried about that. Her goal is a massive AoE damage, and she does it very well. Now, Pierce was extremely important, and I was originally going to use a Razor Tail, but I needed to hit a specific breakpoint with the 10% increased attack speed. And I used a matte bow so that I could get the extra speed on the ice. And in combination with a 20% IES gloves and the Nosferatu's coil, I was able to obtain the breakpoint that I was looking for as far as IAS was concerned. Now, I could have gone even further with IAS, but it would have been at a detriment to my overall damage output, which was something that I was not interested in. So because I was not using Razor Tail, I actually did put a large number of points into Pierce. I have 18 points in Pierce. Now, granted, I didn't do that right away, but still very nice to have that 91% Pierce. And I'll explain that in a minute. I did also put 5 points in each of the dodges, which helped me tremendously as far as my survivability was concerned. I didn't die a lot. In fact, my entire journey from 98 to 99, I didn't die one time. 1 point in Inner Sight, 1 point in Slow Missile, and 1 point in Decoy. And I did put 8 points into Valkyrie so that she was at least level 17. I was also utilizing the Harmony Bow on swap specifically for the ability to run around quickly. It was my way to give my character a little bit of mobility, which this character does lack. And I really didn't want to go with the Enigma because, well, number one, the Enigma would have slowed me down as far as damage output was concerned, although it would have sped me up in teleport. I was more interested in using the Arcane's Valor, which gave me the additional cold facet. I also utilized the Crown of Ages instead of Nightwings because the Crown of Ages is a better item for this particular build. I didn't want higher DPS output against all monsters. I wanted higher DPS output against monsters that were immune. So I was trying desperately to get myself as much negative res as I possibly could. Negative 20% on the Ice Bow, negative 9% on the helmet, negative 5% on the armor, and so forth and so on. And it worked out very well as far as this build was concerned. I did, however, have the Chains of Honor for safety reasons. Although it was not a higher DPS output, it does actually fix my resistances. As you can see over here, I've got pretty much negative res. And when I put this on, I go up into the positives. So whenever I was in a situation, like when I was fighting Glooms in Worldstone Keep, I would usually put Chains of Honor on. And whenever I was doing a level like the Cows or something like that, I would take it off and put on Arcane's Valor. And basically just kind of swap back and forth between the two. Now, I did happen to get a very nice pair of gloves, 2 bow and crossbow, 20% IAS with 3% Mana Steel. And then they also had Cold Res, which helped to counter out that Sunder Charm, which was absolutely amazing. I also managed to get, thanks to one of my kinship members. In fact, this was also a kinship member. This was Epoi. And I can't remember who gave me this one, but I think I traded for it. But it's 6% Mana Steel with extra Cold Res, which is exactly what I needed to help cancel out the Cold Rupture Charm, and also with All Res. And the Mana Steel was very clutch in this because originally I was using a Meditation Polearm because Freezing Arrow just has a huge mana cost. And I ended up utilizing a large amount of Mana Steel to counter the mana loss, and I ended up switching to a very nice Act 5 Mercenary with a Plague Sword so that I could get the additional lower resistance, and also the Cleansing Aura, which I absolutely love having that Cleansing Aura. It's so amazing. It's just I cannot talk Plague up enough. Just the lower resistance with the Cleansing Aura is just absolutely insane. He ended up using a Duress and a Sacred Armor, which was very nice. Very nice defense on that. I never did get him an F Ariad's Face, but it's still a very nice one. And then he's also using a F Headstriker Conquest Sword, upgraded, of course, with an Ohm Rune in it. Very, very nice combination there. And he was a very, very strong ally once I was able to finally wean myself off of the meditation. And I was able to get myself an absolutely excellent amulet. Although it's not like the most amazing thing in the world, it's still very, very nice. It's a +2 Amazon with 7% Mana Steel, 24 Strength, 80 Mana, and 30 Cold Resist. Even has some Poison Length reduction on there. I did end up using Silk Weaves eventually, although I did have Gore Riders on for quite some time when I was using my Meditation Polearm. When I swapped to the Act 5 Mercenary, I found myself in a situation where I needed more mana. And I was constantly trying to restore my mana in every way, shape, and form, including mana after each kill. But between the 7% on the amulet, the 6% on the ring, and the 3% on the gloves, I'm sitting at a very nice 16% mana steal and 14% lifesteal, which I never had much of an issue with because Ice has 7% lifesteal on it, and Nosferatu's Coil also has 7% lifesteal on it. So I never really had to worry about lifesteal for that much. Also, Crown of Ages was a very nice choice just simply because of the all resistances. It helped me out a ton because as a Boson, you tend to have a lot of issues with resistances. It's a pretty big deal. I did end up getting a torch, which was a 2014 eventually, although I had a much worse one in the beginning. My Annihilus was mainly chosen for the 10% EXP. I could have had better stats on it, but 1813 isn't too bad. I was stacking up cold damage charms, as many as possible, to get my cold damage up as high as possible. And this helped tremendously to enhance the amount of damage that I could do because each individual charm, although it only adds 20 cold damage, is being multiplied many times per each explosion. So I ended up with a pretty hefty amount of DPS. I also was obviously running many bow skillers, as many as I could get my hands on. And some of them were life, some of them were max damage. I did find this one, which I had originally hoped that I would get a whole bunch of these, 4 to 11 colds. Because the reason is because, like I said, every single point of cold damage gets multiplied very nicely with this build. And if I could obtain a full set of 4 to 11 cold damage Fletcher charms, it would be great. But, that's just hopeful thinking. Overall, this character has been a blast to play. And I very, very, very much so love my Ice Maiden, my GGM Frostbite. Where am I going from here? I'm going to be doing a new character day. We're going to be playing. I'm going to be playing a new character that I am devised called the North Star. He's going to be a pure smiter with some seasoning. It should turn out very nicely. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos. I hope this has given you guys and gals out there a much more realistic expectation of how long it takes to hit level 99. Because, quite honestly, 5 days was in no way ever going to be a realistic expectation for anybody except for someone who has, like, the full resources of, like a community to pull on and also, like, basically exploits every single trick in the book. And for most people, like if you're playing like a druid or you're playing like a barbarian or something, if you're not playing like the on meta class, if you're not purchasing your equipment, and if you don't have like a full community of people to help back you up, there's no way in hell you're ever getting close to 5 days. I think that honestly, if you take my 37 days, or rather 35 days, as an example, what you will see is that even with the full backing of a kinship like I have, taking the traditional route, which is to level up with your friends and have fun the whole way up, it will take you a considerable amount of time, probably about 300 hours. And I think that's a reasonable expectation. 300 hours is a reasonable expectation of the amount of time it takes to hit level 99. Especially for, a newer player that's coming in for the first time and they see 5 days or 37 days. 37 days is a much more realistic expectation for a newer player to achieve. And even then, I'm not a new player. Obviously, I know all the tricks. I know all the things to do. Although I didn't specifically exploit all of those tricks. I wasn't going to have 7 people just sit in my games for me while I farmed P8 solo. But I'm proud. I'm proud of my accomplishment and the fact that I was able to get there leveling up with my friends. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.